Hi friends, welcome back to Dating My Budget. My name is Nita and I'm on a journey to becoming a financial warrior. I'm giving myself financial options with the help of zero-based budgeting, the cash envelope system, and savings challenges. And today I am doing my end of the month / end of the quarter closeout. I do them on a quarterly basis on camera, but monthly I'm closing out my budget. And so what I have here is the results of the first 2 quarters, and this one we're going to fill out together today. So at the end, I'll show you the balances from where we started to where we are now. This process for me helps to remind me where I started and where I am. And from day to day, month to month, it doesn't seem like such a huge difference. But when you compare over the past 3 to 6, 9 months to a year, it's motivation, it's added motivation to continue. You're going in the right direction. That's the joy I get from the quarterly closeout. So every quarter gets a different color. So that's why you see different colors here right now. But I'm going to just move the other 2 sheets and we're going to get started, and we're going in the order of the everything's listed. I kind of have it broken down by binder. So the first line is month ahead. That's the month ahead I started 2 years ago. This 900 stays in my bills account, but the savings account. So I'm a month ahead in my bills, and that stays in my checking. And then my month ahead, the 900 is covering my monthly bills plus a month's expense of my cash wallet. So groceries, gas, miscellaneous, anything that I carry in my cash wallet plus supplements. So I was able to get ahead in all of those. And so we can just write 900. Oops, not in spent. We didn't spend 900. That's what we ended with. So no difference. My month ahead binder is the one that I'm working on right now. So last month we ended with 1,000, or actually I should say we came in with $1,181. I went ahead and added everything that I added to each envelope. And so for the month of September, it got $129. And what I do with this binder is I just add up the categories, the cash that's in each category to get the total. And we'll compare what we have in the envelope to what we should have here. Let's do this. Let's go ahead and add up what we should have. So 1181 plus 129, we should end with 1310. Okay, so here we go. Sometimes I have something rolled over and we have this dollar, which I don't think I need to count, but okay, that's okay. If we're $1 off, then I know I need to take it from here. So we got $1 left over. Fully funded is 130. That's in the bank already. Another category that's fully funded, that's 150. And then the remainder will just count. And so we have 150, 1, 2, 3, 4, so 154. Utilities, it gets utilities has 1, 2, 5, 6, 7, 8, so 208. Big wheel is 152, 20, 40, 50, 1, 2, 3. So 253. Groceries has 1, 2, 20, 40, 60, 75. So 275. And then mortgage is the last category for month ahead, and that is $120.35. We have a $4 difference. Let me just go through and count this real quick. So we are $4 off here, and I'll go through my, every time I stuff cash, I record it here in my expense tracker. So I'll go through and compare and see if I can find the $4. Maybe I did some bad math, but I'll figure that out on camera, off camera. But we'll keep it rolling and know that that's the number that we added. So month ahead, we can keep going. The next category is Canva, and it should have 90. So 50, 70, 90. That's correct. We started with 80, added 90. Added 10 for 90. So that was an increase of 10. I'm not going to do the increase on this one till I figure it out. Next, we have Amazon. Amazon started at 96, and we added 12. So 96 and 12, that should be 108, 50, 70, 90, 100, 5, 6, 7, 8. So 108. That was an increase of 12. And that's usually why I didn't, if you notice in my previous end of the month updates, I didn't do the difference because most of them is just the difference of what I added. But that is it for the month ahead binder. What was in the month ahead binder is my weeks 1 through 5. I had a weekly amount to cover my wallet expenses for emergency preparedness for like hurricane season, which we're in and we're preparing for as we speak. Each week has 105 for a total of 525. But I just removed that envelope, put the cash in the bank earlier this year. We still have that in the bank at 525. And I was okay with doing that. I started that because I wanted to have some cash in case we go without power. We have some cash on hand specifically for that. Because what's in my daily wallet probably wouldn't be enough if we don't have power 4 days at a time. And if we don't have power, chances are the bank doesn't, so how can you withdraw cash? So I was okay with putting that in the bank because this year I started my cash wallet buffer. And so pretty much those same categories are in here. And I'm sure, I don't count this like on my sinking funds end of the month closeout because it's meant to be spent. So we will not add up what's in here, but I'm positive that it's over 525. So I was like, you know what? I just been putting my rollover in this wallet. So all the rollover for this year from my cash wallet has been going here. I'll be using this as my emergency preparedness. Hurricane season, pretty much. We exceed this amount. In the bank, I'll be able to pay myself back or cover any other expenses I had to use my checking account for. I have this in the bank to cover that. Everything has a backup plan in my budget. Everything. That's how that works. The next binder is my home and auto binder, and we get to start with operating expenses. We started the month with $260, and let's see, we're here. Starting with $260, we added 39, so this should be $299. So let's see, 1, 2, 50, 70, 90, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yes, $299, and that's an increase of 39. Next is Secure Auto. This is our car insurance. We pay every 6 months. In the bank, we started with $1,369.77. I added 100, but I also paid the premium, which was $562.50. So we're gonna add what's in here, put it here, do this math, and it should equal the number that we counted. So we have 500 that's in the bank. So 567,750. Our starting balance plus what we added was 100, but what we spent was 562.50. Oh, yep, I forgot, because the amount here, all the cash in this envelope is for next year. Basically, we're a year ahead in this category. So I want to stay a year ahead. I have a built-in buffer. So yeah, so I was definitely wrong to write the 750. That just was what we are counting towards next year. So we're gonna go ahead and erase that or get rid of that. But 907.27 is what we have in the bank plus what's in cash. So if we can take the 750 cash and what's in the bank as a buffer is $157.27. Just to further break it down. So this one is going to be a decrease of $462.50. Next, we're going to get into my car defense, which is car emergency. And this one is kind of like the same thing because since the beginning of my journey, every year I saved $1,000. This one should be correct minus the change. Let's just count and see. So we have 15, 16, 17, 18, 1850, 1870, 1, 2. So 1872. Oops. 1872. So let's add up what we have in the bank. Oops. 1,772.94. So $1,772.94 that's in the bank. Okay, so not bad for this one. Minus what we started with. That was the 106. Increase of 106. Sorry, you guys. I usually have these balanced out already, so I don't have to go through the back and forth. But I totally forgot, and so yeah, you're seeing it in real time. Next is the eatery. We started with 100, added 100, so we should have 200, and we do. Increase of 100. Next is HOA. I set a goal here for this year at $650. I got the bill a couple weeks ago, and the bill is $640, so perfect. Set a good goal amount. HOA started at $475. We added 46, and let's bring out our calculator. We should have 521. So just have a mix of prop bills and cash. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 55, 21. There you go, 521. So increase of 46. Oh, and one thing I wanted to mention about going back to Secure Auto, and it has that $157 buffer and change. I didn't want to have prop bills in here to count the buffer amount. 100% sure at the end of the year, all the cash I have in this envelope is just going to go to the bank, and I'm going to start like at 0 for next year. And so what's in the bank, stay in the bank. I'll still have it documented here on my sheet. Only gonna count what's in the envelope. Next is home decor. We started at $423, added 52. So 423, 52. We should have 475. 1, 2, 3, 54, 450, 70. I just remembered. This got some rollover and I didn't add it. So I know that this is going to be off. So let me go to my expense tracker. It should be 27, and actually not only it got rollover of $2, also got 25 from my YouTube paycheck that I didn't account for. So we're going to add 27. So let me see. $52 and 27. That should be 79. An increase of 79, or deposit of 79. But let's just count it up and see what number we have. So 1, 2, 3, 54, 450, 470, 490, 510, 530, 40, 1, 2. 542 is what I counted. So you guys, I just took a pause to figure out what happened, and just going back to next month, last month's end of the month closeout. So I closed out my budget before my last stuffing because last month was a magic month. So I missed $30 there. So I came in at $453. That's our starting amount. And I missed $10. My 2 stuffings for the month of September, the first paycheck was $30. The last paycheck was $23, plus the YouTube and the rollover, $89. So if we do our math now, we have $553 plus $89. 453 plus 89 is 542. I was able to figure that out, and sometimes it seems redundant to keep writing stuff, but it comes in handy when something's out of balance. And at the end of the month, most of the time it's smooth. Sometimes it's not, because I'm doing things on my end of the month sheet throughout the month. That causes me to miss stuff. I try and call myself trying to be proactive, but sometimes it works against me. So moving along to home defense, which is the home emergency fund, and we started the month with $1,345, and we added 42. And so let's see what we have. We have 1,000, 1, 2, 3, 20, 40, 60, 80, 5, 86, 87. So 1,387. Yes, so that's good. And going back here, that 542. So 542 minus 453, that 89. Yes. So increase is 42 in home defense. Next is the purge, which is one that has been fully funded for quite some time. And that has 300, 2 in prop and 100 in real cash. So where is that, the purge? Oh, you see here? This is in the wrong spot. This 46 is this. That's the only thing that gets 46. And this 108 is birthday's gift celebration. So I'm telling you guys, like, yeah, I'm doing stuff here, and sometimes I'm trying to work talk and just ruin my whole sheet. And I definitely didn't. I just printed it this morning and like, let me get this done. So sorry about all the y'all seeing. I prepped, but I didn't prep like I normally do. So you seeing all my mistakes. So that is it for the home and auto binder. Moving on is a family binder. Moving on is next is a family binder. So the kids, I have them listed here to show that I'm giving them cash monthly, but it's not counted in my income. It's just a place for me to know, okay, remind myself, yeah, I did give them their $48. They get $24 each for this year to do their challenges. So I just show that I added it and I spent it by giving it to them, and we're always left with zero. And so that's their, that take care of their line. Kids payday has been at zero for some time. So zero and done. Beauty is at zero. And, oh, I skipped right over school aid. School aid started with $50 and we added 75, and so that should be 125. So 51.25. And an increase of 75. Yep, we did beauty. Moving on to birthdays, gift celebrations. Started with 25, excuse me, started with 125. We added 46, but we spent 108. This one, we're just gonna add and see what we got. So 20, 40, 60, 1, 2, 3. So 63. So 125 plus 46 plus 108. Starting over, 125 plus 46 minus 108 leaves 63. So that is absolutely correct. So maybe that 46 was meant for this category. But anyway, we got to figure it out so we can move right along. Now, my Christmas category. This is my envelope for Christmas. It shows empty. That's because I have Christmas 22 in this envelope. I have another Christmas line because I have $91.75 that was left over from last year, and I just left that in the bank. And so if I go over budget, I'll be able to pull that to cover overage or overspending. So as I mentioned, I try to have everything have a backup plan. Like my budget have my back, have my back. So we're gonna count what's in remaining from Christmas 2024. I did spend some. The goal, I think, was 900 this year. Yes. So we spent some. We should have 613 in here. So we have 5, 56, 10, 11, 12, 13. So yes, no change. This year I wanted to do this with you guys on my laptop, but that thing is huge. So it'll be a whole lot of moving and shaking. So not shaking like shaking the camera, but too much movement of the device plus my calculator. And then I still, you know, have to jot down the information. So I just kept it on paper. Moving on to fight night. We started with 50. We didn't add anything, so we should be ending with 50. And that is correct. Next is sick days. So it came out with 405. We added 200 from the healthcare savings challenge. We completed one, and once it's completed, it's added to my sick days envelope. So We should have 605 in this envelope. So 500, 6, and 5. That is correct. So an increase of 200. And my sick days is different from like I'm doing challenges to get my sick days fully funded. The goal is 750. You'll see what I mean when we get down to the healthcare challenge. Next is travel. We started the month with 55. We added 25 rollover. And so this should be 80. So 50, 70, 80. And an increase of 25. Experiences, we started with 91. I know it got something. Yes, it did. So I missed that. I added $10 for the month. So, and I spent 91, so we should have $10 remaining. And I'm 100% that is correct. Yes. You make that look like a 10. So that was a decrease of 91. All right, holidays. This is prop. We have 200. So no change. This is in the bank. Next is my digital wallet. And digital wallet is for my online shopping for, anyone. I actually had a goal here of like 500 and it's been on pause. No change. We have 50. And here's the healthcare challenge. So I'm doing this challenge. At the end, we'll have 300 once completed. And so when I'm stuffing it, I have to have somewhere to show the deposit. So I just created the healthcare challenge line. And it has 50. We started with 200, added 50, and we spent 200 that went to here. And so we're left with 50. So a difference of 200. And that does it for the family binder. Hopefully it's obvious that I'm just writing this down now. At the end, I'll get these numbers fixed and updated on my computer, print out a new sheet, come back, and all these balances will be updated. And I'll show you the beginning, what we spent, what we saved, and the difference, and compare it. Just in case somebody wasn't sure. We have 2 binders left. And the next one is my long-term forever and ever amen binder. These savings envelopes will be around forever. This year's 1K. I saved $1,000 within the first 3 months of 2024. I had to spend $650 earlier in the year. So we're left with $650, which I have in the bank. And so we should have $650 prop cash. 1, 2, 3, 4. Balance is $651. I needed some prop bills in here for my new car, and I pulled some of the props from here, and I'm supposed to go back and edit, but I wanted to condense it as well. So let me just fix this now. Definitely shouldn't have a $1 bill in there. Got this fixed. So 500, 650. No change. So sorry about that, you guys. Sometimes you do what you got to do in the moment and forget. Debt bully. This is like first line of defense in this binder. Like this is kind of like my emergency fund, and I kind of have it set in tiers. So if there's something I need to cover that's up to $250, that was the goal, but we saved $255, so I just left the $5. I'll pull it from here instead of touching my rainy day fund or other account. I can just pull that from here. For me, I did it in tiers because I think I have something that goes to 1,000 or maybe even 500, but we'll see in a minute. I don't have just this one rainy day fund that I'm just to spend from, and then it accumulates, and the next thing you know, you spend 200. Things going to happen, of course, and it's here for our use. But in my mind, if the goal here was 200 and I had to spend 200, it's like, okay, I can replenish that at 200. But if I'm only pulling from my rainy day fund and it's 200 here, 300 there, that number is much larger and harder to build back up. So if it's in tiers, I can mentally, it's like, okay, well, I had to spend 200 for my 250 fund. Let me strategize and do some mini challenges to get that back up to 200 versus 500, 1,000. So, but if I had to, spend it from any of them, it'll still equal the same amount that I spent. But mentally, this softens the blow, if that makes sense. So we got 255 at that bully, writing that in the wrong area. And so no change. Bank of Nita, we started at 177, added 62. Every paycheck it gets $31. And with Bank of Nita, this is like my loan to my sinking funds. If I need to borrow cash, some reason, I come here and pull it. And the next time I get paid, instead of stuffing that category that needs to borrow the money, we'll pay this back first and then resume stuffing this once the debt has been paid. Then also the denominations you will see in here, they're that way for the purpose of incense, or when I'm doing unstuffings and I need change, I'll have change ready and available. Let's see what we have. So we have 20, 40, 60, 81, 20, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 92, 10, 15, 25, 30. So 130, 230, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So 239. Let's see. 177 plus 62, 239. Increase of 62. And so at the end of the year, we should have 366 because I set the goal amount for every day of the year. So at the end of this year, since it was a leap year, we should have 366. And so that will remain the number that we have to loan and cash bill swap or maybe condense. Next up is new car. Started with $3,465. We added $280. So this $150 is left out because we scratched off 2 numbers because I finished the challenge that was $150, but everything we scratched was over $150. So I'm just leaving this in the front. Remind myself that I need to add to the $150. I need to add 15 to finish the $165. But I did let it reflect that this challenge got the $150 plus whatever else I stuffed throughout the month. So we're just gonna go ahead and start with the calculator. Count what we have. So we have 3,500, 6, 7, 50, 75, 3,000, 75 plus 150. Let me keep this separated. Let's add, here. Did not add the 150, and I did my math wrong. So for the month, I stuffed, first paycheck I stuffed 160, the last paycheck I stuffed 130, so that's 290, so that was wrong. Plus this 150, that's 440. 440 plus 3465 is 3905, and I counted 3925, so let me just go through and count again. So 150 plus 3000 plus 500 plus 255. Oh, see? Okay. Mistakes were made. So that's the difference of 440. I think I'm not going to count the 150 since it won't be added until October. So yeah, I'm not going to add that. Next month, that's going to throw me off. Yeah, that's going to throw me off next month. So 290, and we'll subtract 150 from the balance. So 3755, and so that's just 290 increase. Sorry about this, you guys. 3755. Yeah, it's gonna throw me off, but all the cash is in the bank, so it's collecting its coins, and I don't have to worry about that. But just for this purpose, yeah, let it reflect when that 150 is going to actually be added to an envelope. So next, I go to rainy day, and I've been meaning to put my categories in order that it is in the binder, so I don't have to do this back and forth. That'll be something I'll fix as well off camera. Phone's letting me know that the battery is low, so good thing we are at the end. Rainy day came in at 2,300. That should be what it has. So we have 2,000, 250, 300 in the bank. So no difference. And I probably should make me a 300 slip or placeholder. Security breach, we haven't started stuffing. Primal, we saved. Nope. Nothing in here either. And survival, we saved 5,000 from the 100 envelope challenge last year, and so that's what we started with, that's what we ended with. And that is it for the Forever Ever Amen binder. The last binder is my personal binder, and hopefully we don't have no issues here. Okay, so wellness, we started at 104, added 75, but spent 57. So let's see, we have 20, 40, 60, 80, 1, 20, 1, 2. So 122. Actually, let me keep that open. $104 plus 75 minus 57, 102. So yay. And that was a difference. That was a decrease of 57. Get it, girl. This is like my random spending for myself. Has 25. We started with 15, added 10. Ended with 25, an increase of 10. Planner vibes. We started with 37, added 10. So we should have 47 here. 20, 40, 5, 6, 7. Increase of 10. Beauty started with 94. We added 21. And so we have 50, 70, 90, 110, 115. And I'm just going to add this up on the calculator to make sure. Yes, 115. So an increase of 21. And all for fall has been at 0 all year. And so no change there. So what I'm going to do now is get this updated and print out a new lovely sheet and come back, show you the total and compare the beginning of the year till now. I'll be right back. Okay, I am back and I got everything ready to share and compare. Got everything updated. I went through my for month ahead binder. I went through my expense tracker. Everything went back from the beginning of the year to now. Next thing I'm going to do is watch my last 2 months of stuffings videos to see if I can catch it. Only thing I can think is I started the month with $3 rolled over. Those $3 would not be they've already been accounted for, but when I'm doing my actual stuffing, this number is the number that I counted for my month ahead stuffing. So if it was any money left over from the previous month, I'm not going to know that or remember that. So that's the only thing I can think of. And what I put here was $3. I don't know. And I started, but I put the amount that's in the binder. If not, then I'll just leave it as that and then remind myself that that month it was $3 off, and we just took it out the budget. So everything's been updated. And what we started with in the month of January, I'm showing you the beginning of January so we can reflect on how we ended 2023. So what we rolled into 2024 was $16,028.88. That's what was in the bank or my secret fund envelopes in cash. And at the end of January, we had saved $17,416.88. So that was a difference of $1,388 saved that month. So that's what we have from starting from January. And the difference from these two, I just printed that as normal. And then the remainder months, I printed, like I shrunk to the height of one page. At the end of quarter one, we saved $19,677. So that was quarter one at 19. Quarter two, we saved $21,742.46. So that was June. And this quarter, we are at, let me make sure it's in frame, $23,303.96. We're going to pull back out January, and we're going to focus on our starting number. So we're going to subtract $16,028 from our total to date. Let's see. So we have 23,303.96 minus 16,028. 028.88. From the beginning of January to now, we've been able to still spend, but still save $7,275.08. When you do it, listen, you have to get started. You have to get started. Get started, have your trial and errors, try different things, see what sticks, what works, and yeah, your budget can change daily, weekly. Try it, apply it, and stick to it. Consistency. That'd be my best advice for anybody. Write it down, whether you're writing it digitally or pen and paper. You have to track what you're spending. That was like the hardest thing for me to like stay consistent at, was tracking. And so that's why I decided that like I write stuff everywhere. Like I'm going to show you 2 things that I keep track of. And sometimes it's like, oh girl, you're doing too much. But as it turns out, for me, it's not too much because I can always go back and this stuff helps me. It helps me a whole lot. So let me zoom out. I have a cheat sheet that I pre-plan my paycheck. Like I kind of anticipate what I think I should get at the minimum, and I go ahead and plan that out. If it changes, all I have to do is erase and update. This is like one of my first places I look to make sure, and that's what a lot of the numbers where I was off, I was able to come here and be like, oh yeah, new car got 160 and 130, that's 290, but I typed in 280. Listen, I'm always doing 2-3 things at a time, so obviously I'm gonna make many mistakes. Then I got this wonderful Notique travel binder. This came with like some daily notes. You can jot down daily things. But these are Happy Planner expense trackers. So I was able to just come up with my own system, and I have them separated like by binder. Let me show you. So this is a binder. They all have the same tracker. Another binder has a different tracker, and I just alternate. So that's another way for me to kind of see like, okay, this is for whatever, and this is for the past 2 years of information of me tracking expenses. I had to figure out what works for me, because just like writing it in my budget by workbook paycheck, I felt overwhelmed doing it that way. So I stopped trying to do it that way, did it here. It's small, and I think that's what took the intimidation factor out for me. It's smaller, and I have multiple pages that I can track each individual envelope, instead of tracking everything, whether it's cash or debit or credit, trying to keep it all in one. I can do, even with highlighting. For me, it seemed like I want to avoid. I wanted to avoid it, and then eventually I did. But I was like, I know that I have to track, so I got to do it. And this is what works for me. Something's out of balance, doesn't work out, I'm not going to remember. So writing it down, it's going to help my memory and figure out where I went wrong. So that's that. But I didn't find the error in my numbers. So I'll go back to the video and figure out what happened. But that is all I have for you guys, and feel free to check out my previous videos. If you're not a subscriber, I hope you join. And if not, and you like it, let me know. Thank you guys so much. And just to show you one last time, for this third quarter of 2024, we started with $22,778.46. We added $1,641. We spent $1,174.50. Left us a balance of $23,306. So the difference between what we added and spent was $525 saved for the month. And that just carries on and rolls to next month. Thank you guys so much, and I will chat with you at the next video. Bye, you guys.